Say.
Clark, if you got something to say.
If you got something to say.
We're doing our down sets now. We got Batman here today. Batman's on the phone. He's on the phone. He's trying to look for his Viagra or something. Yes. So anyways, Elias just went. And so one thing that we're trying to do with Elias is that he did 315 on squats for almost 50 reps. So he's strong. But he'll get to a point where he grinds through and the form will go sideways. And so the muscularity doesn't fit the strength. And so that's when you guys know that you're off. So you got this guy that comes in, benches 405, but looks like nothing. That's connective tissue. Now, he would have to change the way he lifts it to develop the muscle. Wait a minute, I thought you can just lift and build muscle. Actually, it doesn't work that way. You can go follow Arnold around for your workout and get nothing out of it, where he gets an incredible workout. It's how you move it. It's not that you move it. Sorry to tell you that. I know that's crazy to sound or hear. It's like cardio. You don't, nobody, Lee Haney, Frank Zane, everybody went off season, no cardio, got ready for a show and did cardio. And that's why they got to do it for a long time. And that's why mostly the old school guys, man, they went off season and did very little work. And then they went to the show and did a lot of work. So we've lost that. We've lost that in society today. Now you guys just go 365 balls to the wall like Elias, and I got to pull him back.
But you're not saying there isn't a time to do that.
Not saying, no. These guys are smart enough to know that, I mean, there's going to be people that are so dumb, they realize when I say don't do cardio off season, they think it's for life.
Right.
They're just idiots. So this is, again, setting you up to win. And here's some arguments that you can't do. You can't argue the point that 40 years ago, I was competing and I'm still on stage now. So you can't argue the point. There's some things you don't argue. Is Bill Gates rich? Yeah. Has Mike O'Hearn done something that very few in the world has ever done? Yeah. So there's some knowledge there. Some knowledge with Clark. There's knowledge with guys that we learned from, like Lee Haney, guys even before that, Steve Reeves and all these guys. But let's get back to, I digress.
Yeah.
Let's get back to him. We did our heavy sets. Now we're going to come down and do light sets. And the one thing I said to him, where Jeffrey goes, that's really good information for society. On the light sets, he wanted to get 5 reps. But his form went back to old school form, which isn't pretty, at number 4. And I go, all right, call it.
You could see it in his eye. He was ready to go down.
Oh, yeah, he'll do 5.
Oh, yeah.
But there's no point in doing 5. Because again, it's how you do it, not that you do it. Okay? How you do it, not that you do it. Now again, for you guys that are confused a little bit, this is for the guy that wants to be muscular and strong. If you want to be strong, go lift the weight. Go freaking bounce it up. I don't give a shit. Go crazy. You're 20, you're worried about your heart, go do cardio. Go do cardio all year. But I'm setting you up to win in life. So there's the difference. That's what you guys got to understand. I'm more concerned about him at 21, fixing the form, so by 22, 23, 24, he'll rock it. So I got to hold him back now because he's a pit bull and he wants to just go. And he will go if I don't say nothing. So I got to hold him back, correct a little something, and then he's going to be like a spring. Boop! 10 times better than me. Why? Because he's not going to make any of the mistakes I made when I was 20. I trained at 100% all the time. Clark, how hard you train? I know you train like a freak because I saw you guys perform with Stage, Christian, the Power Team. Yeah, so again, it's just, so hold him back. That way he can spring forward past everybody instead of just making those same mistakes and hitting yourself against the wall. It's kind of like you guys at home. It's so confusing to me that society has got to the point of where your opinion changes things. It doesn't. Your opinion doesn't change the facts. Your opinion means jack shit compared to the facts. Your opinion of doing cardio all year doesn't change the facts of you're destroying your body and you think that you're going to get more muscular and bigger and all this, if you're freaked out about your heart at 20 years old, go see a counselor. Seriously, go see a counselor. The point here is to get the inside of the body strong, not the outside. Inside will transfer to the outside in time. Less work, more precise work at smarter times. Okay?
Mike, would you say there's a difference, a significant difference between taking a walk for your cardio for 2-3 hours, or stepping on the treadmill or stepper for 1 hour, 2 hours to make up for that? Because when I prepped for my show 2 years ago, I only took walks, and that was fine for me. I lost enough fat, and my whole body was moving, and I didn't hold on to the machine and everything. I felt like I got better results. So you, having done this for so many times, what do you think?
I think you answered the question. It worked perfect for you.
You did answer it. That was it.
And that's a great thing, but you started it correctly. You did cardio because you were getting ready for a show.
Yeah.
So that's a key point that society has lost today. You know, and that's one thing that you have now, because we raised your calorie, took your workload down.
Yeah.
Wait a minute, what would happen if I took your calories up and workload down? Well, you'd gain weight. What's happened?
Right now, I lost weight. I lost 5-6 pounds.
Why?
Because I eat more frequently, and you said, look, Elias, you eat 4 hours apart, which is not how you do it. So eat 2 hours apart and get all your meals in that you did now, also these past months, but in the correct time frame. And then before bed, don't eat anything for 4 hours, just that your body realizes how much it is missing out.
That's going to be so misleading to everybody.
Okay.
Because that's what I did for you right this second for the next 3 weeks.
Yeah.
That has nothing to do with what we're going to do for you.
Okay.
What we're doing for you is rehabbing you. So that wouldn't make sense to anybody. Oh, so Mike says now that's what's going to happen with the internet. They're going to all go, Mike says don't eat 4 hours before bed.
Okay.
They're not smart enough to realize that you came off a terrible nutrition plan that I'm fixing.
Yeah.
And how you fix it is move slowly.
Yeah.
Now the thing that I'm talking about is that we've raised your calories. You're working out less.
Yeah.
You're dropping weight because your metabolism is functioning better and you're getting stronger.
Yeah.
So if I said that to somebody else, hey, we took his calories up and his workload down. Oh, he's going to gain weight now. It doesn't work that way. Especially it doesn't work that way with you because of the fact that you weren't eating correctly before. That's what they need to know.
Okay.
And then as we continue forward, we're going to keep raising those calories until you plateau on your weight and you continue to get stronger, again, with least amount of work possible. Because you're 21. It is growing time for you. If you're killing yourself in the gym, cardio, workouts, all this stuff, where are you going to grow? Nobody in the history is dumb enough to say, you got to do cardio every day, and you got to train every day, and you got to be on a diet. Wait a minute, hold on, wait a minute. So I got to train 3-4 hours a day, and I'm going to grow? You're beating yourself down. That's the difference between bodybuilding and powerlifting. Powerlifting, eat a large amount of food, and lift some heavy weights with great numbers. Use your numbers to gain strength. Bodybuilding is an art. You got to be smart. It has to recover. Number one thing, has to recover, which I'll guarantee you and I did not do enough as kids that we try to teach them. Now, the number one thing for anybody that freaks out, number one thing for heart, number one thing, nutrition.
Okay.
Nutrition's number one. That's it. If you eat really, really healthy, that's number one for your heart. And then weight-bearing cardio, weight-bearing training, again, strengthens the body. Again, you're setting yourself up to win. So those are the things, and the least amount of work. And so that's why you're growing so fast now.
Yeah.
Let's get another set. Come on.
Yeah.
Hit that shit.
You see Clark all quiet right now? He's gonna explode.
Ooh.
I'm learning.
You said what? You're learning.
I'm learning. Sometimes you sit back and listen. You keep your mouth shut. Like that's what I'm doing. I'm not suggesting that for anyone else. I'm just because I have the privilege of watching contextually the conversation as it is unfolding in
I think
real
that's
life.
really important.
It is because What you're not really getting is what's happening here. Like the small things that Mike was talking about that are happening during this, like one single rep, the minor adjustments, the foot placement, the chest, the pushing through, the not accepting, hey, spot me type of energy and mentality that's happening in this spot. So that's what's fostering the conversation.
Yeah.
So when you hear it on your end, sometimes you'll take it out of the context in which it was being delivered. So there is, you know, it's
I can't make a 24-hour YouTube video.
yeah, you know, and it's unfortunate. So
Or can I?
so try and separate what you know. Like no one's suggesting you don't know something, but what I'm saying sitting here in real time is you gotta be in the moment. So Mike's trying to articulate it as best as he can in the middle of that moment, but sometimes it's lost in translation.
Yes, here we go. All right. Crazy form. Feet are up on a platform. Our knees are gonna bow outward and not forward. Keeping the chest up, eyes up at the crack. Let's go. There we go. Boom. Nice. I'm okay with the speed. The reason why the speed is slow is because he's trying to stay in the perfect form relative to just exploding through. Again, down sets, making it pretty. Boom. Legs. So you can get this all day, that speed. Where I know that you guys maybe at home freak out a little bit. Let's go again. You got this, dog. Boom. Yeah, stay up. Good. Done. I will say that it is tougher to slow down and be held back than just continuously pounding your head against the wall. Agreed, Clarky, when you were 20? We think, we really do, we'll say as 20-year-olds, like he's doing, and that I remember me as a 9-year-old, 10-year-old, thinking if I train 7 hours a day, I'll be better than everybody. There's a give and take. Yeah. I love the approach that we did that, because they've set our minds up so it's so removed from a snowflake mentality. And it's also so removed of understanding what society does and how strong the body really is, how strong the heart is, how strong the mind is, and how well your body can do this. And it's like I said the other day, who decides how strong I am at 50? I've been this strong for 40 years. And they can't figure that out. But the point is that mindset is everything. So for him to be held back, I know that's kills you. It kills you because you want to just go, I want to do 10 reps right now and I want to go fast. But trust me, this will pay dividends. Where everybody else that's going, I can do 295, way more than that.
Yeah.
Let's see the leg development and the strength in a year. Because it's the long game that wins.
Yeah.
It's not the one-trick ponies.
Yeah.
It's not the guys that hit 35 and they peaked for a second and now they look like shit 10 years later. It's the guy that continues to get better, which you'll be.
Well, that's one thing I did forever was precise with my form. I knew I could lift heavier weight if I wanted to, but I don't know, it was almost instinctive to me to not do that because I would see guys like dropping 315 on their chest and just doing random stuff to prove how strong they were. And I thought, what if I get really good at lifting the weight with proper form? When I do go to lift heavier, that's got to transition over and apply to strength. And it did. I remember jumping from 225 to 315 and repping it out like the first time, like it was nothing.
So let me ask you this then. You've known me for a long time. His feet on the platform, 12-inch box, knees going outward. How much can he squat now if he goes back to a power stance?
Oh, it's going to be a massive jump. And that's what he just said prior to me jumping in was just relax, bud. I know what I'm doing. I know where I'm taking you. And the worst thing that anybody could do is during that process, abandon that coaching to something else because we're so anxious to get to that next PR or whatever, or prove in the gym that we're as strong as the other guy when ego gets in the way. So if we can separate our ego, listen to our coach, and follow the protocol until he takes the freaking handcuffs off and goes, okay, now let's see what you got. And it's like, boop. And it's like, oh, wow, okay. That was a lot easier than I thought.
Chip back a little bit. Stay on him. Come back. About 3-4 feet. Stand up, Clarky. Because I don't I need these guys to understand this. Pop the top.
You won't pop the top.
Pop the top. Walks around like this all the time.
Yeah.
Posing there.
So now the
Closing in on 60, guys.
so here go the comments of TRT and all that bullshit that I hear every day. Now I
No,
understand.
they're not gonna do that. You know why? You never tried to enter a natural show and fail.
Oh no,
You never did that stuff. And you've been tested throughout the year. So they're not gonna even argue that point.
Well, yeah, some
They're not
won't,
gonna argue
but
that.
Some won't. So what? Next. That's the
But
attitude.
the one thing that I wanted to say is that for them at home, again, you got a lifetime of knowledge from him alone, if he never talked to a human.
Right.
But the problem is he's been around Jack LaLanne, he's been around Lee Haney, he's been around
Just saw that Frank Zane.
yeah.
conversations.
Yeah.
So again, the information that he's bouncing around isn't 1,000 years. It's not even 10,000 years. It's so much knowledge because it just multiplies each time he talks to Frank. He's not just talking to Frank and his knowledge from Frank,
Talking
but he's
to
talking
Robbie
to everybody else that Frank talked to, and then so on and so forth. So it's what is possible. This is possible. Now, if somebody does say TRT, good. Hey, go get on TRT and look like this at 60. Hey, great job. Now, for everybody else that goes, I don't want to do TRT, don't worry about it. He doesn't. So it doesn't matter. It's just a great knowledge from this with a 21-year-old. Mona, 45 years old, and looks better than all these trolls out there. So it's one of those things that it's what is possible stems from the mind.
It really does. It's amazing. This is kind of a side note, but speaking of the Frank Zane thing, I was rewatching this Zoom call that Mike and I did with Frank Zane, and I sent it to my buddy back in Ohio. And I texted him later on, and I said, what were the chances of this at me at 21, knowing Frank Zane back then is this bodybuilder that was like the body that everyone aspired to be, that one day I would be calling like he's on my phone.
Yeah.
So that in and of itself should be an example
It is
of
big.
like what is possible. I never thought when I was watching the wide world of sports, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On Saturday afternoon, that iconic sound, that I would one day be talking to a man that I saw on there,
Yeah.
you know? And him saying, hey, I'm anxious for you guys to come down and train with me. So that knowledge that we're getting from there, and the reality is it's all, like, you can go back over to him if you want.
No.
It's like this basic information that's never really changed, but it's modified with each individual and their experience. So you're lucky to have a coach like Mike, because what he said about me holds true with him as well. If you had the opportunity to get on a live Zoom with Arnold or Franco or any of them, wouldn't you sit there and just listen and take notes and rewatch it? And like I rewatched
don't
that
they?
Zoom a couple times.
Why don't they?
Ego is a big thing.
So why do they try to change? Why do they try to change this stuff?
Because they think that,
If they change it, then they can become famous or something?
I don't know. I think people sometimes buy too much into the new science that comes out, and they think, okay, that doesn't work anymore. That's old school.
Right.
Sometimes the old school stuff is the best, man. The stuff I learned at the downtown Canton YMCA from Henry McGee when I was 14 years old has not changed. That man looked at my bicep when I was 14 and said, son, one day you'll be a champion. I thought I was deformed, like because I had a peak on my bicep.
That shit is deformed.
I thought I was deformed.
Look at that.
Look at that.
I remember I had that. We had a bull worker, and there were four of us in a circle on the playground. We were seeing who could get the biggest bicep, and they all laughed. Clark's we're deformed. I ran home, but this guy got a hold of me in a YMCA. But what he taught me at 14 has not changed. I called that man after I started getting into magazines on the phone. He's like, I remember you. It was a great moment. So anyway, what I'm saying is there's a lot of great knowledge that you can still apply that has been around for decades. It's time honored, but there's modifications that each person makes based upon their experience and life experience too. So, wow, this is going to be one of those days. It's going to be one of those knowledge dropping days.
No, it's good stuff. I appreciate that. And it's good to have today for you guys. You guys all know at home, most of the guys I work with are NFL players or UFC fighters and stuff. So it's these elite athletes that we try to keep healthy, but explosion and keep them, main things, keep them healthy as they're continuing forward. And what's lucky is that we've been able to be around the greatest since the late 80s.
Yeah.
And that's, you have a different discussion when you're at the round table when I'm sitting there and talking to Arnold Schwarzenegger, or I'm talking to Robbie Robinson or Jack LaLanne. You know, I got to, which was an honor, is to announce the Lifetime Achievement Award for Jack. And so we're backstage, and I'm getting up there to announce him and talk about him and stuff. We're just backstage talking about health and fitness, and the depth of a guy that's 90, was 90, and doing it for a lifetime. There's so much that we want to share with you guys.
Yeah.
But again, it goes back to the point. You can't hear something if your glass is full.
Yeah.
I guess that's what it's Bruce Lee, I think, was one of the greatest teachers of the world, and he always talked about empty your cup.
Yeah.
And that's why Lice, I think, is great to listen, because he listens to me, he listens to Arnold Schwarzenegger, he listens to people, and then applies it.
Well, this guy listens for sure.
Yeah.
You know, people get into that half full or half empty concept. It's not that, it's the pitcher that's available next to the cup and all of the knowledge that is being
Drink that thing up, fill it up again.
Yeah,
Drink.
You know, Jack LaLanne made some stupid decisions in his life. I had so many conversations where Jack tried something that didn't work. So it's this experimental process too that comes with age and time.
We should talk about that, because don't assume everything we've done worked.
Yeah.
We've tried everything. We've tried every style of dieting. We've tried everything, and that's why we always come back to this niche that worked for us, and that's why we continue to be in shape in mid-50s and almost 60, where we're trying to teach you youngsters in your teenage years, guys, you're going to be 10 times better than he and I ever were if you just listen and apply.
Yeah, it's subtle stuff. I remember being at a bodybuilding show one time, and I was looking at this guy, right? He was shredded at prejudging. I'm like, oh crap, this guy's gonna just kill me. So he comes back at night, and he's bloated. He looked like crap. And I'm like, I remember his name was Terry. And I ended up beating him. I'm like, Terry, dude, what happened? I thought for sure you won the show. He's like, I tried to sodium load. I listened to this guy. And that day I decided I will never do anything tricky like that when I'm getting ready for something. I thought, okay, if I'm not ready to step on the stage just based upon my work for 8 or 12 weeks, however long I focus, I'm not going to do anything to tweak myself that much. I used to take baths in orange juice.
What?
Yeah, a guy told me, get in a bathtub full of orange juice. It'll suck all of the... So here I am, dumping frozen orange juice.
It was me that told him to do it.
You know, you do crazy stuff, man. But you live and learn.
We did some legs, he did some shoulders. I did my cardio. We're backtracking off of cardio, right?
Yes.
Now, you're at a different stage with cardio probably than I am.
Yes.
But I try not to do it all year, or I can't use it when I need to look great. There's a difference between trying to maintain or just whatever you do it compared to I have to get ready for something huge, and so I want to get in the best shape of my life. So something I don't do a lot of is abs.
Okay.
And I don't do a lot of cardio until it's time
Right.
to peak.
Right. There's a reason.
Tell me about your cardio and abs.
So mine is kind of the same but different. I don't do long bouts of cardio because I don't think it's right for me. I do more, specifically right now, because of my age, I'm doing more HIIT style cardio where I'm sprinting, resting, kind of a metabolic type deal. And then with abs, I honestly don't train abs all that much.
And also you do
Conscious of
cardio
that.
too, not to get on stage anymore like this, covers,
No.
but you do cardio so you can go out and kick the sheesh out of 20-year-olds' asses on the football field.
Yes.
So that's another reason I hope the people at home understand that. So he's doing it for athletic purposes as well.
Yes. Mainly. And more than aesthetic reasons. Like I'm not guest posing anytime soon.
Right.
Nor will I ever be.
You will too.
Unless you call me and you want me to pay a lot of money. Damn, all that. You know.
But I am tired,
Okay.
and so I want to do a challenge to get me through this.
Okay.
Ready?
What are we doing? We just going
We're
reps?
just gonna go 10 reps
Okay.
from tippy toes.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know.
Not warmed up, not nothing.
Not
Let's go.
nothing.
Let's just do it. Don't even think about it. Ready?
Hold on. Here, jump over here, get the camera close. Whew. So, those are tough. Woo, I love that though.
Especially when you get like a 30-second opportunity to get ready for it.
Yeah. So I'm gonna do 6 sets of this today. And this is again another thing I'm trying to teach you guys at home. Don't train at 100% all year. Do it just like football season. Crazy for 5-6 months. Rest up, let the body recover. Start your process again. Get crazy again. Reset. Boom, 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 boom.
Someone called that periodization. You do it for, you know, a period of time for a specific reason. That also gets your cardio. That's good. Gets your abs.
We've been working out today.
And your cardio. I didn't even know that was on there.
Sexy. One of the, geez, probably next to me, one of the top 10, you, me, and some others, most cover stories. I love when they say covers, but it's cover stories.
Yeah.
So it's on the cover, but talking about exercise and how we do it inside. This guy is one of those top 10 guys in the history of health and fitness being on the cover. So it's nice that you're good looking and blue eyes.
It helps.
I'd kiss him.
It helps. Yeah.
Enjoy the day. Go check out our short, World's Finest.
Oh yeah.
Batman and Superman. Have a great day.